Imagine a world where unseen forces control everything, from the policies that govern you to the media you consume. A world where your privacy is an illusion, where every step you take, every word you utter is under surveillance. Welcome to the world of the deep state. In our day-to-day lives, we like to believe that democratic institutions act in the interest of the public, that they're transparent and accountable. But what if I told you that there exists a theory that paints a different picture altogether? A theory about a shadowy nexus of power, calling the shots from behind the curtain. This, my friends, is the concept of the deep state. The deep state, as the theory goes, is an alleged network of power structures within the government, intelligence agencies, and bureaucracy that covertly manipulate policies and world events. It's a group so clever and elusive, they remain unseen yet omnipresent, influencing the course of nations and the world at large. Now let's talk about surveillance. How would you feel if I told you that every call you've made, every text you've sent, and every website you've visited might have been monitored? That's the chilling reality of mass surveillance, a tool reportedly used by this deep state. The idea is that in the name of national security, the privacy of ordinary citizens is being compromised, that our personal information is being collected, stored, and potentially used without our knowledge or consent. To substantiate these claims, we often hear about brave whistleblowers who risk everything to bring such activities to light. Figures like Edward Snowden and Julian Assange have become synonymous with this fight, revealing shocking details about global surveillance programs and the alleged abuse of power. But is there any truth to these claims? Or is it all just a grand conspiracy theory? Time to delve deeper. Do you ever get the feeling of being watched? With the deep state, it's not just a feeling, it's a reality. It's fascinating and a bit unnerving to think about how far surveillance technology has come. We're not just talking about CCTV cameras on street corners. No, the deep state is alleged to have its eyes on a much bigger prize, your personal data. Imagine this, every call you make, every message you send, every website you visit, meticulously recorded and stored in some vast digital vault. This isn't the plot of a dystopian novel. This is the narrative of mass surveillance programs like the NSA's PRISM, revealed by whistleblower Edward Snowden. According to Snowden, PRISM was a secret system that allowed the NSA and FBI to directly access the servers of major US tech firms, mining user data at will. Now that's a chilling thought, isn't it? But it doesn't stop there. Phone tapping, email scanning, even tracking your physical location through your mobile device. All allegedly fair game in the name of national security. But where do we draw the line between security and privacy? Is it acceptable to sacrifice our personal freedoms for the promise of safety? These are the questions that keep ethicists up at night. On one hand, proponents argue that such surveillance measures are a necessary evil to protect us from threats, foreign and domestic. On the other hand, critics point to the potential for abuse of power. Who watches the watchmen, they ask? Who ensures our guardians don't turn into our oppressors? The deep state theory suggests that this balance has already tipped, with shadowy power structures manipulating policies and controlling world events from behind the scenes. Under this lens, we're all just pawns in a global chess game, unknowingly dancing to the tune of these unseen puppet masters. However, the question remains, are these surveillance measures a necessary evil for our security, or an overreach of power? As we delve deeper into the world of the deep state, we'll continue to explore this question and more. Stay tuned. What if the news you watch, the stories you read, are all carefully curated narratives by the deep state? Let's take a moment to ponder that. What if every headline, every breaking news alert, every trending topic is a meticulously designed piece of a grander scheme? One of the fascinating theories about the deep state involves media manipulation. It suggests that mainstream media outlets may not just be reporters of the world's happenings, but pawns in a complex game of information control. Picture this: a world where the media is not a watchdog, but a puppet, its strings pulled by unseen hands. Think about some of the most significant news events of our times. Can we confidently say that they were reported without bias? There have been instances where media outlets have been accused of promoting misinformation, of being selective in their coverage, of framing narratives to suit specific agendas. This, theorists argue, is the deep state at work, subtly influencing the flow of information, molding public opinion, and directing the course of democracy. These allegations, if true, have far-reaching implications. We rely on the media to inform us, to expose wrongdoings, to hold power to account. But what happens when the media itself is under the influence of a shadowy power structure? The result, some would argue, is a democracy in peril, where the voices of the many are drowned out by the narratives of the few. But here's the catch. The deep state, if it exists, thrives on secrecy and operates behind a smokescreen of plausible deniability. Proving its influence on the media is no easy feat. And therein lies the crux of this conspiracy theory. It's a puzzle shrouded in mystery, a mirage that appears real but evaporates the closer you get. So what can we do? We can start by being critical consumers of media. We can question, we can dig deeper, we can demand transparency and accountability. In the end, the power to uncover the truth lies with us. As consumers of media, the responsibility falls on us to question, to dig deeper, and to always seek the truth. The deep state isn't just a domestic issue. Its influence allegedly extends across borders, shaping world events. This shadowy group, often whispered about in hushed tones, is said to be the puppeteer of international politics. It is purported to have a hand in major global conflicts, subtly steering the course of history from behind a veil of secrecy. Theories suggest that the deep state uses its far-reaching tendrils to manipulate economies, instigate wars, and even determine the leaders of nations. These are claims that should not be taken lightly. If true, the implications are vast and deeply unsettling. Furthermore, consider the potential for abuse of power on a global scale. Could such a clandestine group really hold sway over world events? And if so, what could be the true extent of their influence? In this complex and interconnected world, it is essential for us to remain vigilant, to question, and to seek the truth. After all, knowledge is power,